Hello researchers, how are you? I hope you are fine and doing well. In this video, I will be starting my new series of videos that is on big data. Now, if we talk of big data these days, as you can see that big data is having very good future in each part of this word because every bank, every organization, every research institution is shifting its database towards big data. So in order to manage big data, there are various types of products. So in this video, I will be demonstrating the first and the foremost product, that is Apache Hadoop. And we will be using Ubuntu 16.04 in order to install Apache Hadoop single node cluster. Now before we proceed with the installation part of Apache Hadoop on Ubuntu 16.04, let us first of all get into deep details, that is what is meant by Apache Hadoop, what are its related projects, as well as some architecture of HDFS, that is Hadoop Distributed File System. Now let's start with Hadoop. Apache Hadoop is an open source software framework for distributed storage and distributed processing of very large datasets on computer clusters built from commodity hardware. All the modules in Hadoop are designed with the fundamental assumption that hardware failures are common and should be automatically handled by the framework. The core of Apache Hadoop consists of a storage part known as Hadoop Distributed File System, that is HDFS, and a processing part called MapReduce. Hadoop splits files into large blocks and distributes them across nodes in a cluster. To process data, Hadoop transfers packaged codes for nodes to process in parallel based on the data that needs to be processed. This approach takes advantage of data locality, nodes manipulating the data they have access to allow the dataset to be processed faster and more efficiently than it would be in a more conventional supercomputer architecture that relies on a parallel file system where computation and data are distributed via high-speed networking. The base Apache Hadoop framework is composed of the following modules. The first and the foremost is called Hadoop Common, which contains of libraries and utilities needed by other Hadoop modules. Number two, that is Hadoop Distributed File System, a distributed file system that stores data on commodity machines, providing very high accurate bandwidth across the cluster. Hadoop Yarn, a resource management platform responsible for managing computing resources in cluster and using them for scheduling of users' applications. And last but not the least, number 4, that is Hadoop MapReduce, an implementation of MapReduce programming model for large-scale data processing. The term Hadoop has come to refer not just to base modules to an ecosystem or collection of additional software packages that can be installed on the top or alongside Hadoop, such as Apache Pig, Hive, HBase, Phoenix, Spark, Zookeeper, Cloudera Impala, Apache Flume, Apache Scoop, Apache OZ, Apache Storm. Apache Hadoop's MapReduce and HDFS components were inspired by Google papers on their MapReduce and Google file system. The Hadoop framework itself is mostly written in Java programming language with some native code in C and command line utilities written as shell scripts. Though MapReduce Java code is common, any programming language can be used with Hadoop streaming to implement the map and reduce parts of the user programs. So this was the basic introduction about Hadoop. So let us dive into some history. Hadoop came from the Google file system paper that was published in 2003. This paper was spawned across research paper from Google MapReduce simplified data processing on large clusters. Development started in Apache Nutch project but has moved to the new Hadoop sub-project in January 2006. Dog Cutting, who was working at Yahoo at that time, named it after its son's toy's elephant. The initial code that was factored out of Nutch consists of 5,000 lines of code of NDFS and 6,000 lines of MapReduce. Now if we talk of some other details, the developer is Apache Software Foundation. The initial release was done on December 10, 2011, about 4 years ago. The latest stable release is 2.7.2, which was launched on January 25, 2016. It is having very active status because lots and lots of developers across the world is developing and improving its scenarios as well as removing the bug fixes. It is available for cross-platform, which means that it can be installed on Windows, Linux, Solaris, Macintosh, everything. And the official website which I have already opened, that is called hadoop.apache.org. So you can see about Hadoop getting started, some news, popular news, and some other versions which are being released. So in this video, I will be using version 2.7.0 in order to install on Ubuntu 16.04. So there will be no, you can say, changes in any series of steps if you want to install even 2.7.2, because it's just a versions difference. Otherwise, the steps will be same. And you can find more information on regarding this Hadoop using this technology. Now, if we talk of somewhat of HDFS, the Hadoop Distributed File System is a distributed, scalable, and portable file system written in Java for the Hadoop framework. Consider HDFS to be instead to be a data store due to its lack of POSIX compliance and inability to be mounted, but it does provide shell commands and Java APIs methods to some other file systems. Hadoop stores large files across multiple machines. It achieves reliability by replicating the data across multiple hosts and hence theoretically doesn't require RAID storage on host. With default replication value 3, data is stored on 3 nodes, 2 on the same rack and 1 on a different rack. So HDFS is not fully POSIX compliant because the requirements of a POSIX file system differ from the target goals of a Hadoop application. So this was just an introduction about HDFS and Apache Hadoop. So let's not waste time and let us dive into the installation part of Apache Hadoop on Ubuntu 16.04. So you can see that I have already installed the fresh version of Ubuntu 16.04. So let me log in with the user, and here are the steps which I will be taking. The part A step, and you can find all the steps that is part B as well as the final steps that is under these things. So all the notes which I am sharing over here, it will be available on my Facebook webpage, that is facebook.com/expertresearcher. So let us start by setting up the Ubuntu server machine for Hadoop. So for the first command that we have to do is to log in with root, so su space minus and type the password. So before I proceed, let me tell you that it is very not easy work to install Hadoop single node cluster on Ubuntu 16.04. So you all have to follow steps, very much steps. Okay, because a single mistake can lead to disaster and it will not be installed. You have to reinstall the machine and then you have to restart the steps. So the first thing is to update the system. So let us give this command apt-get update. So why we are using update? So that we can able to download all the latest versions what we want to have, like Open SSH server, and we also need to install some other packages which I will be demonstrating in couple of minutes. So because I've already told you in some of my videos that Ubuntu 16.04 takes some time in updating, so you can see that it has taken about 22 seconds to update and it has only fetched 190 KB of data. So done. So the first step is done. So next thing is the installation of Open SSH server. So give this command apt-get install Open SSH server. It is very important so that we should able to make the Hadoop secure in a proper platform, and we should have the proper secure exchange of data from one node to another node. So it is about 1.2 MB of data and it will be using 5 MB of additional disk space in order to install. So once it gets installed, let me tell you what we will going to do next. So here is the explanation, that is after the SSH server is installed, configuration can be done by editing sshd config that reside in etc and ssh directory. And it is important because we have to create a backup copy of sshd in order to restore your configuration by using the command below. So let us copy this command so that we can make a backup and then we will be able to edit. So you can see that it has already downloaded and it has taken the SSH key. Okay, so let's clear. And so first of all, let us make the copy of our SSH. So it has been created. So now open sshd_config in text editor. So by running the following command, so we will be using the gedit editor. So you can even use nano, but gedit will be good enough for us. So let's paste over here. And you can see that it has opened the file. So you can see that the first thing is that password authentication yes to password authentication no. So you can see that we have to find out the password authentication. So here is it. So let us first of all uncheck it and let us go to N and change it to no. So the first thing is that. So now we have to add the following lines to the end. So we have to allow the user, my user, public root key login no, and public key yes. So you can create any user, so you can change the replace of my name, that is Anand, to your user. So let us go to the end and press enter and just paste these 3 lines. So over there we have to set one another thing. So let us search it, that is log level. So log level is info. So what we have to do is to change the log level to verbose. So info is there, so we just change it to verbose. So here is a setting which we have to do. So for the SSH server, so we just save it and we just close it. So now what we have to do is to restart the SSH server. Okay, so let's clear this. So give this command, that is systemctl restart SSH. So this command will restart the OpenSSH server with the latest configuration or the manipulations which we have done. So it has restarted. Now after the SSH is configured, a SSH key for the user, my name, or I can replace this name with my name, is generated by running the following commands. So let us first of all log in with my user. So let's copy this command. So you can see that I have logged in. So let us generate one SSH pair of keys with the RSA, that is Reverse, Shamir and Aldemir. So let us paste it. So you can find enter file input to save the key. So just press enter and now the key has been generated. So now what we have to do after the key has been created, we have to enable the SSH access to the local machine by running the following command. So give this command, that is cat this, and make it sure that now what we are running into our own user. So we are not into root. So it has been created. So now let us test the SSH by giving this command, that is SSH localhost. So let's press Y and press enter. So now you can see that the 333 packages are being updated. So which means that everything has been added up. So now what we have to do, we have to again log in with root, so that we can just add some repositories and install some Java and Oracle. So now we have to add the Java repository. So let me correct my mistake. So let's add the Java repository. So let's copy and paste this. So what command will do, because if you want to install the Java, it is not like that apt-get install Oracle Java. You have to make sure that the repository of Oracle is being added. So press enter in order to do that, because I've already told you that HDFS and Hadoop is mostly written into Java. So it is very important for us to have Java into our system. So it will take some time. So you can see that the GPG key has been created and the script has been done. So it has been imported. So let's press clear. And now what we have to do is to update the system so that we can update the repository what we have merged up. So after that, what we will do, we will just copy paste this command, that is in order to install Oracle-Java 8-installer. So with this we will be installing Java, and it is about 164 MB of download which we have to take from Oracle Corporation website, and after that we will be going with the installation of Hadoop. So you can see that the PPA launchpad has been downloaded and now the Java is there, so the repositories are being merged up. So everything moving at fit and fine till now. So it is not very tough, but you have to follow steps. So now what we have to do is to paste this command in order to install Java. So let's press Y and press enter, and after that it will be automatically downloading 160 plus MB from internet in order to install and download Java. So the Java version will be downloaded. So it will take some time, because I've already told you that Ubuntu 16.04 will take some time in order to install it, because it's a fresh installation, so it may take some time. So no need to worry. So you can see that the configuring Oracle Java 8 installer is there. So press enter to accept the license. And do you accept the binary code license? So again press tab and press enter. So with this we are all set in order to automatically download the installer. You can see that the connection is being done, and because if your connection is very good, it will not take much time. So you can see that it is moving in a very fast manner, and in less than, you can say, 1.5 minutes it will be installing it. So 15% is already downloaded. So if you are having a good broadband, like I'm using Airtel 4G, so with the 4G or with a proper broadband service with a more than 16 Mbps of speed, you can have more good speed over there, and you can save some time. So 58 MB of data has been downloaded, and now 61 MB, and we are ready to move towards 40% of the download. So I will not pause the video, because I want that everybody of you should be able to see live of each and everything. So bear with me. So what you can do if you are watching this movie, so you can just bypass some seconds above, and we can continue with much second, but I will not pause the video. So you can see that about 100 MB has been downloaded, and 60% has been there. So we are almost there. We need less than 30 seconds now. So 132 MB of data has been downloaded. So I think so that Oracle is providing the good connection speed, and I'm getting good speed download. So less than 10 seconds now. So I have already told you that it is 160 plus MB, so I can assure that about 92% that it is 162, so it will be above 175 or 180. Let's see how much it is. Yeah, it is 175 MB of data. So you can see that it has been downloaded, and now it will be removing the outdated cache downloads, and it will be installing Java. And then we will be putting up this command, that is java-version, in order to check that whether it has installed Java or not. So then we will again moving towards our user, that is Anand, so that we can do some other steps of downloading and installing Hadoop. And Hadoop has already been downloaded. I can show you. So let's see whether the Java has been installed or not. So Java space -version. So you can see that the Java latest version, that is 1.8.0 SE runtime environment and 64-bit server is downloaded. So now what we have to do is to give login again with our user. So you can see that I am logged in with my user. So now what we have to do, you can see that under desktop, there is Hadoop. So I've already downloaded the Hadoop. It is about, you can say, 210 MB, which I have downloaded from the official website, which I have shown you just today. So let us give this command, that is sudo tar. So first of all, what we have to do is to unzip the file. It is tar.gz. So let's paste this command. Give the password. So you can see that it is extracting. And now it will make some folder, that is 2.7.0. And if you want to download the latest, just replace .0 to .2. So you can have the latest version, but for me it is good one. So let's make one directory, that is user_local/Hadoop. So let's paste this. And now what we have to do is to move our extracted folder to this folder. So now let us change the full permission to the user Anand. So you can change the username by your choice. So you can see that you can edit a bash.rc file for the user Anand. So we have to take this command from the URL. So whether the link has been installed, let's see with this. So what we have to see, where the link is being installed, where the Java is being installed. So here is the Java. So I have already shown you that here is the Java home. So Java_Oracle_8. So there is what we have to type. So now what we have to do is to type this command so that we can edit the bash rc file. So let's first of all, let me clear for you. So let me paste it. So let me paste the bash rc. Okay, let us go with nano. Okay, might be some problem with bash rc. So let's paste this. And now what we have to do is to come at the bottom, and we have to type all this over there. So everything is being set out. So let's copy this and let's paste this. So you can just remove the spacing between them. Let me remove the spacing. It will take some time, not much time, so that I want that everything should go fit and fine, because it's a complex work which I'm doing right now. So here is the file. So press Ctrl X, yes, and press enter. So now what we have to do is to make the changes to bash rc. So give this command, that is source, with this command. And now the changes have been made. So now what we have to do is to export the Java path. So let's go. The directory contains the open Hadoop files. So you can see the explanation. So I've given all the notes. So let's copy this command now. So here we have. So now what we have to do is to open this command. Open this file, and now over here what we have to do is to search for Java home. So over here what we have to do is to type this. Let's copy this, and now what you have to do is to go to the end and paste this. So here what we have to do. So what we have to do is to save this file, Ctrl X, yes, and press enter. Now what we have to do is to create a directory that will act as a base for the temporary directories and assign it to user Anand. So let's paste this directory under the temp files. So you can see that installation is getting tougher now. So again these commands. Now let us go to part C, in which we have to edit the XML based Hadoop files. So all the Hadoop configuration files reside under this. So what we have to do is to go to this source. So let's paste this. You can see all the commands. So under here we have to edit some XML files. So what we have to do is to go to this, that is nano core, okay, core-site.xml. So what you have to do under configuration, between this configuration, just type all this. So let's copy and let's paste. So let me remove the differences. Yeah, it's okay now. So this is what we have to paste between configuration. So I will be modifying this over there when I upload the video. So save this file. Now what we have to do is to edit map.red file. So let's copy paste so that we can make the backup file. So copy paste this command. And now what you have to do is to type this command. So again go to the configuration between them, and what you have to do is to type all this. So make it sure that you follow steps. If one step misses, you have finished. So let's go and let us remove the spaces between them. So it will take some time. Okay, so now you can see that I have already shifted it. So Control X, yes, and press enter. Now what we have to do is to edit this yarn site file, XML file. So I'm making the configurations. So paste this and again go to this configuration that is in between this and press enter, and now copy paste this, all this. So everything is there in the notes. You can take it. So let us, you can say, set the spacing, and now you can see that I have setting the spacing between them. So make it sure that the spacing should be good enough. So Control X, yes, and press enter. And now the last part D, that is HDFS-site XML, is used to specify the name node. So before we create the file, so let us create the directories. So let us go with this, paste the command. So another directory with the name node and data node, and now let us give the permission to our user Anand. So you can just replace the Anand with everywhere in my installation with your own user. So now what we have to do is to modify the HDFS-site-XML file. So let's paste this command. Now again go up to the configuration between and now paste all this. So big file, copy it. So let's come in between and let's paste it. So let us okay the spacings. It will take some time, so bear with me, and I want that everything should go fit and fine. And believe me, when I was researching on it, it was one of the biggest challenges that I have done in my YouTube channel today, because most of the users were asking me that to make videos on big data, so I am satisfying my users now. So now what we have to do is to save the file and exit. So now what we have to do is to format the file system to initialize it. So let us type this command. So if everything goes fit and fine, it will be working. So let's paste it. Yes, so now you can see that it has formatted, and now let us start with this cluster. So starting name nodes on cluster, you can see. So data out is there. So you can see that I have followed all these steps and everything has gone fit and fine into this. So it will take some time. So press yes, and now you can see that it is permanently added. Okay, so now let us start the start yarn.sh file. Okay, so now let us go with this command, the last command, jps. So everything is working fine. So now what we have to do is to type the IP address of this machine, that is 192.168.2.209. So let me copy this and go to this :8088. So I've already opened the website, that is this thing, that is 192.168.117.209 :8088. So you can see the cluster Hadoop is there and name node information with :5070. So you can see that everything is working fit and fine, and I have configured Hadoop as single node cluster on Ubuntu 16.04. So this was a typical and technical installation. So do give this a shot. I am giving you everything at the bottom of this video, or you can find it on facebook.com/expertresearcher. So do give this a shot. Do like my video. Do share with your friends. Thank you so much.